get her bear. She wanted to get her bear, so she gets her bear. Now, fast forward 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it was. It's time to go get in the car seat. Guess what happened? Meltdown, total meltdown. The little one is like, my feet don't reach the floor. Why? To slap it at. The little one, 2 years old, no kidding, said, my feet don't reach the floor. And the mom said, Dr. Beth, what do we do? And I said, well, it looks like you guys are both really mad. We're having some huge, huge feelings. They both go, yes, we're really mad. We were having so much fun. I hate for it to end. The little one's like, yeah, me too. And the mom's like, yeah, me too. What do we do, Dr. Beth? And I said, I wonder what feeling is going to be next. And the little 2-year-old said, happy. It's going to be happy. Grabbed her seatbelt and snapped herself in. On my honor. So what happened? Why? Go ahead. Why, Mary?
Because you let her have some voice?
Yes, because she had a voice. She felt understood. She felt heard. When you're with your spouse, when you're with your partner, and you start crying, Frank, when you start crying, it happens. It happens with men too. When you're with your partner and you start crying, and your partner says, it'll be okay, fix it, get over it, let's do it, and they start trying to fix it. How many of you love that when they help you fix your tears? Come on, put your hands up. Nobody wants to be fixed. They have the answer. Why don't you want to be fixed? You just want to cry? Yes. Sometimes we want to just cry. And guess what? Your kids hate it. Hate it when you try to fix them. Especially if you say, I'm going to take you to a psychologist and they're going to fix you. Forget about it. If you ever want your child to go to a therapist, don't ever say, I'm going to take you to a therapist for them to fix you. Kiss of death. Instead, say, I'm going to take you to a therapist for the therapist to fix me. And I need your help to help us figure this out. Will you help? I want to make us have a better relationship. I need some support as a mom. And I need your help. Not fixing you. I need some help to fix me. Because I'm feeling some big feelings. Yes, Jennifer?
So I hear you on the not wanting compliance because there's all the negatives with being too compliant.
Yes.
But what about when you need to get to school by 8 o'clock and they don't have their shoes on? I mean,
Okay.
You got a problem.
So what happened with that little 2-year-old? How long did that take me? 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
But tell me how it works with the shoes. Every single time you're going, and in 10 minutes we're leaving and you still don't have your shoes on and you're
So there's, how fast could I get you guys to make this origami? No, you guys completely failed miserably, all of you. No, seriously, how fast could I make each and every one of you do an origami?
Pretty fast.
Would you do it if I handed out the right paper right now? And would you be little compliant doormats and do that for me? Jennifer?
Well, my daughter would love one.
Okay, where's that? No, just kidding. I'll do it afterwards. Okay, so if it's something you're interested in.
School. Get your shoes on.
You get to go to school and do homework. Woo! So here's the game. If could I have, who's the most rebellious person in this room? Come on up. Tell me your name. Cece. All right, this is Cece. Could I get a roaring round of applause for Cece? So Cece, I am now your mother, and you are the teenager. Notice her height, and notice mine. Pretty good shoes, I don't know, I might be able to take it. Okay, so here we go, if you will, match me right here. And I want you to go do your homework right now. Go do your homework. Did I tell her to fight me?
No.
What happened? This isn't a grown adult, and she's fighting me right now. What do you think? What do you think a teenager's gonna do?
Same thing. Push you over.
Did you have any buy-in whatsoever? Because I need you to look good. Because I need you to look good.
Be great.
I need you to look good. I need that. I've given my life to you. Now you owe me. Go do your homework. Oh, wait. Okay, so how well did that work?
Not very well.
Might want to use a different approach, right? Any of you tried this one? My approach? Because I said so and just go right into it and try to bully him into whatever you wanted to do? And did you ever reach what CC did back? Yes?
Sometimes you do.
So you were detrimental.
Yes?
Because mine doesn't defy, because she's a mouse,
Yes.
but, she doesn't hear me. So is that the same?
Oh, yeah.
So she's the
ignored
one.
you. Oh, yeah.
She forgets, oh, I forgot, I mean,
Oh,
everything I
that's-
forgot.
yeah.
That is defiance, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
That's passive aggressive defiance. And that's what I can't say to your face.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna know what I'm doing.
okay.
Now with this one, I at least knew what I was up against. Because she was like full on taking me on. Who do you think would win, myself or a teenager or an 8-year-old? Not me. I'm not gonna win. They're gonna have more energy. They're gonna have more resilience.
More time to spend arguing.
Yes. I've got things to do, people to see, places to go. They have all the time in the world. This is a fun dance, Mom. Let's play. All right, so here is take 2. And this time I want you to be completely a doormat. Completely compliant, okay? Ready? Okay, you guys watch and you're gonna give her a score as to how compliant she is, okay? Okay, Cece, are you ready? You're gonna do your homework. I want you to do your homework right now. Get Can you, so what do you guys think? How's she doing?
Oh, I was supposed to turn around and go do my.
So this is what kids tell me. I'm trying to be compliant. I want to be compliant. And I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. I don't know why I do what I do. Now, you are a full-on adult. Did I stutter? Compliance. You knew compliance, right? Did I stutter? Any stuttering going on? So no, she's doing the best she can, and it was still impossible with a full-on adult. What about a child? So would you like another way to play?
Okay, let's try.
All right, here we go. So, what are you interested in?
I'm dying to do my homework. I'm gonna play with my friend Michaela.
Michaela, right on. Okay,
Yeah.
so what we're gonna do tonight, how long is it gonna take you to do your homework?
Not very long at all. It's gonna take me like 5 minutes.
Okay. And what are you gonna do with Michaela?
It'll take me hours. I'm gonna go, we wanna go to Baskin Robbins. We wanna-
Okay, so notice what we're doing here. What's happening?
Dance.
What are we doing?
I'm back in
Conversation.
We're taking turns. Did you feel like I was taking you someplace that you didn't want to go? Did you feel like we might end up someplace where we were gonna have a win-win?
Yeah.
Okay, give CC So one of the things that psychologists have studied is that if you ever want to impact behavior, you want to meet them where they are. So this is just a really cool psychology trick, if anybody wants this one. So if you're walking with somebody and they're walking like this, what you want to do is you want to say, hey, Dr. Beth, how you doing? And get in step with me. And then start slowing down your walk. And I'll slow down my walk. was doing this with somebody the other day, and they're just like completely stopped. I'm like, I'm going over here, but they completely stopped. So I stopped because they had matched me, and I was willing to be with them. Have you ever done that with somebody? Where you're like, why are we stopped? But you're still stopped. That's because they met you where you were. And that's what we want to do with our kids. We want to meet them. You have a question?
I do.
Okay, go, no, go for it. And also, by the way, notice that I interrupted myself for the importance of this. Follow? Like I stopped myself in mid-sentence for this. If I want somebody else to do that, I've got to be willing to do that.
My question is if it can go the opposite, because I kind of feel like I gave my son such a strong voice, and he's like your child where you had to because it wasn't going to go any other way. And he doesn't have a lot of the things like he homeschools, he unschools. But it's like it's just his voice that sometimes the other people in the house voices can't be heard because his is so strong.
Okay, so yes, and yes. How many can relate? I've given my child such a voice, and now they're like running me. 4?
Yes.
Okay, how many? Raise your hand so I can see how many in the room are dealing with this. Okay, and then how many of you are? So there's about 6 or 7 of you. And how many of you are just with full-on defiance? And how? And quiet defiance. Okay, and how many of you have a child that you guys are just like completely in sync? You're dancing together, you're styling, it's working perfectly
I wasn't totally perfect, but most of it.
with both kids.
Yes.
Awesome.
And 3/4.
3/4 working.
I don't know where to put my son. He's a pleaser, but then
Yes,
there's
compliant.
so he's compliant. But
Definitely.
there's an underlying like he's irritated underneath. He doesn't do anything about it.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yes. So this is like all of us. Have you ever said, I'm gonna be a good 7-year-old. I'm gonna be a good compliant employee. I'm gonna be a good compliant spouse. I'm gonna be a good compliant sister, daughter. You know, I'm gonna be good. And then you find yourself going, why did I say yes to that? I don't even like this person. I don't even want to be doing this. Why did I say yes? Yes? Those 2 things in your head, the first one is your 7-year-old, and the second one is your teenager. And this is what your children go through. So if your little literal 3-year-old grabbed their bags and said, I'm leaving you, I'm going to leave you, and they left, what would you do? 3 years old. They packed their bags, I'm leaving.
You're chasing back. You're missing out on this weekend's whatever hell I feel.
Yes, but most of you are smiling at this point.
Because
Well,
they're
they're
free.
three.
Let them go by themselves.
Exactly. What if they were 17 or 16 and a half?
Gotta let it go. I'll open the door for you.
Put your bags in the trunk, where do you
Who's
need to
that?
go?
Who's that, Juliet? 3, 7, or teen? There's the door. Good luck. Have fun now. Talk to the Paul.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. How many of you are like panicking on the inside to think of your 16 and a half, 17-year-old? Okay. You are in your 7-year-old, trying to do it right, control, keep things structured, organized. And has anybody figured out that being a parent has absolutely no, where's that piece of paper? That being a parent is absolutely not perfect. Like there's no such thing as, here's the rule book, and this is just what you do. How many have figured that out? And this is where you come back to, I may be wrong. I may be wrong, everybody help me. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. And won't it be wonderful when you hear that from your spouse and when you hear that from your child? Because they will be saying back to you what you're hearing and may be wrong. Where are we on time? I have my phone back there.
8:27.
8:27. Okay, I would love to have your pieces of paper. Let me see if I can
And
answer some.
have everybody put the tickets in the bowl.
Yeah.
Let's
and
do some
I'm
door
gonna-
prizes.
And I'm gonna pass this around.
You need an extra ticket.
You have a ticket. You keep one, you keep yours. Oh, okay.
I got a double.
Oh, you got it. So you guys just go ahead and pass those around. There you go.
Did you get a ticket? Did you get a, ticket?
No, I didn't.
Here, let me just have that.
Opening this? Oh,
Thank you.
there we go.
Here, I'm gonna let you.
It's, mailing list.
the
Thank you.
questions. Thank you, thank you.
We're giving you
Here's
more?
some.
Oh, who are we handing them
I
to?
don't, what's your name? Okay, let me put Catherine on her.
So, have I said anything tonight that has made anybody
Who am I giving it to?
feel like scared?
Oh, there's one who has them. Who has the fishbowl?
Oh, I have a fishbowl.
Okay.
Have I said anything tonight that makes anybody feel scared as a parent? Has another parent said anything that's made you feel scared as a parent?
We came together.
Has anybody felt like a sense of personal rebellion? Has anybody felt a sense of personal rebellion, like, she didn't know what she's talking about? No, that's just a bunch of bunk. Anybody willing to say it? You get bonus points.
I'm going back and forth because I hear, well,
Yes.
I hear what you're saying, but then I go back, there are times when I'm like, you need to do the work. At the end of the day, I need you to do the work. And
Okay,
I go back and forth because I try some of these techniques and these tools and they work sometimes, and then there are other times where I'm like, for the love of God, just get in the car. We are late. And then I have this outer body experience and I'm like, who is that cycle woman yelling at her children?
yes,
You know?
yes, yes, yes. How many can relate? Look at this,
So my thing is,
unanimous.
so I was saying that mine is compliant, but she's the passive aggressive,
Right.
because I don't want her to be compliant, and yet I realized after I said that, it's like, but I do want the basics. I
So,
do want certain things,
Right.
right, yeah.
so Huda, come
So
here.
yes, technically, yes, I do.
Come here 1 second. I'm gonna show you something that, this is what compliance looks like, okay? So you be as hard as you can, and I'm gonna try to be a compliant child. Go.
Okay, so, oh.
Go.
So just keep.
What? Go ahead, talk to me. What?
Oh, I need you to clean your room. How many times have we said that you need to clean your room? Yeah. And,
Go ahead, go ahead. Come on, with a little intensity.
I'm trying to remember it, hold on.
Come on, somebody help her out, somebody help her out.
Listen to me.
Well, it's like.
Come on, get her some.
Board game done. Haven't you done your homework yet?
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, go.
so.
Somebody else wanna try? Somebody else wanna try?
What is it that I keep yelling at her?
Your problem is solved.
It is, it's gone. It's just-
I want you to be, the harsh mom telling me what to do, and I'm gonna be a completely compliant child.
I've told you over and over again, you have to get home by 12:30. You got home at 12:31, that won't work. Sitting in front of the house doesn't count either, I told you that before.
Okay, so how does that feel, Mary, how does that feel? How does that feel when I'm compliant?
Well, not necessarily good, but it feels like, oh, I'm getting to say what I want, but I definitely don't feel like it's being taken in, really.
Yeah, did
Yeah, but
anybody?
is she home by 12:30?
Not always.
So let's say I come home at 7 o'clock every night, and I'm how old?
17 and a half.
I'm 17 and a half. Never go out, always compliant. You said come home, I am there, right there, sitting right there.
Yeah.
How many are feeling that one? Oh yeah, get her home, get her home, get her home. Yeah, right? By the way, if you have a child that does that, they'll be there with a 42, with a 42. So, yes, I have people all the time I'm working with. The child goes to college, comes back, sits at home, says, I'm not leaving. Now what do? I call those ready to launch kids. They're too scared. They're not ready.
Cause someone's already always told them what to do.
told them what to do, when to do, how to do it. I had a mom that was, I think she was about 40-something, 45-ish. Her mother passed away. She had a 20-something-year-old daughter. And when her mom passed away, she went completely paralyzed. Her mother, the grandmother, had done everything for her entire life. Everything. She literally fell to pieces. I mean, she had no way to function. And I mean, I could give you story after story after story. How many of you guys are liking that compliance? Yeah! Okay, so yes, it's not easy. Yes, there's not really, there's sometimes I just want to get it done. I just need to get it done. And what I would say to you is if you're doing that 99% of the time, you're either gonna have a completely doormat of a child, and they'll sell their soul for you, and that's what they actually tell me. I've sold my, if I do it, I'm selling my soul. Or they will be completely defiant, and you'll have zero impact on your child. Zero impact. So what you need is what? Balance. Yes. And the way to get balance is there's no right answer. There is absolutely no right answer. Do you always get exactly what you want from your son and daughter?
Not always.
What percentage?
Oh gosh, I'd say maybe 70-80%.
Okay, about 70-80%. So what about with your spouse? What percentage of complete compliance do you, what percentage of compliance do you want to give your spouse?
Give it.
Give
0.
So if you got 50, 60, 70, 80, that wouldn't be bad, right? Life is give and take. Life is give and take. How do we come back and forth with all of these things? So may I tell you my answer for this? It's not get a compliant, yes. Would you like to know where I go with this?
Yes.
So first of all, there is no right answer, most importantly. And you will hear me talk out of both sides of my mouth all the time. Like sometimes I'll be speaking for your 7-year-old, and sometimes I'll be speaking for your teenager, and sometimes I'm speaking for your 3-year-old. So if you're in one of them, then the other ones aren't present. So if you're in your 7-year-old that's going, how do I do this right? I'm hearing her, but how do I do this? How do I pull this off? That's your 7-year-old. If you're sitting there going, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm so tired. That's your 3-year-old. She needs to snuggle bug the bear. And if you're sitting there going, what is she talking about? What? How do you do this? This is just stupid. This is not gonna work. Blah, 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 blah. That's when you're in your rebellious, defiant teen. So what do you think I want you to be in? 3, 7, or teen? What's the perfect inner child to be in? Yes. All. And when you get to the 30,000 foot and you're looking at these little characters in your head, then you're not being them. If you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, you're being the teen. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know. How do I do this right? How do I do this right? Did I get the right paper? Did I need some more? You're in your 7-year-old. If you come to the 30,000 foot and you try to figure out, what does my 3-year-old need to feel safe right now? To be in a parenting group, what does my 3-year-old need? Okay, she needs to know that it's gonna be safe to talk. That I'm gonna be not called out and made fun of. No one's gonna. What else does your 3-year-old need in a parenting group?
Snacks.
Snacks. That's actually the teenager. Confidence, maybe the 3-year-old too. So what does your 7-year-old need? Structure. Flip chart. Papers that are the right tools and the right resources.
Directions, yeah.
Directions. What does the teenager need? Freedom, fun,
Avoids.
voice, 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 voice. I want to make sure that if I disagree, that it's safe for me to say my truth. Okay?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes. No.
Isn't there a room for a more evolved, like 30-year-old inside there somewhere, or is it just this three? I was hoping there's something else.
So the evolved one,
Yeah.
the evolved one is
Enlightened
the
one.
divine wise self.
Ah.
The divine wise self. And the divine wise self is like your ideal parent. And you may not have had an ideal parent. So you may be recreating what in the world is an ideal parent. I don't know. So one of the ways to find an ideal parent is to say, so how are you doing? What's going on in your house? What's happening? How about you? How about you? How about you? How about you? What are you guys doing? And I've had many parents that have told me, literally, I promise you, this is not a lie. They've called me and they said, are other parents drinking with their kids? And the kids are saying, all the other parents are playing ping pong bong. You are just so, you know, lame. You're lame. All the other parents are cool. Why do I have the one parent that won't play ping pong bong with me? You guys know what that is, right?
Beer bong.
Beer bong.
Yeah, bong.
You know, you miss the day that everybody drinks. Okay, so would you like to know what other parents are doing? When your children were 0 to 3, we had doctors. We called people. We were in groups. We were like, we called it, hey, what do I do when my child stops breathing? You know, what do I do when he's crying? What do I do when it's green? What do I do, you know? We talk to each other. But when they get older and when they're in defiance, what do?
We run and hide.
We're ashamed. We're scared. So I have 2 other parenting groups in the Bay Area. One that's in Dublin, Tintel.
10 minutes.
One that's in Dublin, and one that is in Danville. And we've been meeting for almost a year now. Somewhere between 8 and 15 people are in the meeting at a time. And what I do at that meeting is, I'm not usually so animated and so in charge, but I do about an hour of content on my 10 keys to compassionate parenting. So each month I do a different key. C is for compassion, O is for own your story, M is for mirror, mirror, P is for playful, affect, self-care, self-trust, intrinsic, extrinsic, organize your village, and K-N-O, know your boundaries. So these are my 10 keys to compassionate parenting and compassionate living. And you may have noticed, is this to fix the kid?
No.
Now this is for double points. Is this to fix the parent?
Yes. It's for a balance between the two.
Is this to fix the parent?
Yes.
No. You guys aren't broken. How many here are broken and want to be fixed? Okay, you need to come just because you need to know that you're not broken. Write that down. Write that on your paper. I am not broken. That's key number 3. This, I know it feels scary. And when you're in your 7-year-old, you do feel broken and you do feel overwhelmed. But if you get in your inner teen, you can create some fun, some playfulness. So would anybody like to know how I work?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you
Here, I'll pass it.
these.
Oh, you're gonna pass mine? I'm good. She's fast.
And I'm really, I'm kind of new at this process, and my vision is to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of parents that have support and have their own little unique area where they can bring me in, and once a month I show up with a small group of parents. And what I'd like to do is have about 5 of these going in the Bay Area. Like I have the one in Danville and I have the one in Dublin. Pleasanton. Dublin/Pleasanton, yes, this month it's in Pleasanton at Mary's house. So, Mary, can you say what it's been like being in the parent group?
It's been very helpful. We cover different topics. You get to hear what other people are going through. It's a plus minus on that, because you'll go, oh wow, thank God I don't have that going on. But then they'll tell you something else. And you're like, I wish I could do that. But as she says, it's the group and getting tight and hearing how other people are doing things and what works for them. And then also having you do some of that role playing can be pretty powerful, like she did with us here. So I'm not being very elegant.
No, you're
but-
doing perfect. That is
but,
absolutely
yeah,
perfect.
it's just been, I've probably been doing it for like 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
So what I'm doing is creating both an online community and an in-person community. And for those that are local, you know, when you go skiing in Tahoe, you get a local pass and you get a super duper 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 deal. Well, since you guys are local, you get the super duper duper deal because you get everything that all the people that are gonna be getting nationally for $99 a month. I'm doing locally for $75 a month. And this is like all the details of it, and I don't wanna go into a lot of detail, but the silver is, if you just wanna be online and just listen only to everything, that's silver. If you want to be involved as a parent and be in the, actually asking the questions and to the live events and going to any of all the live events. So you can go to as many as you want. That's the gold. And then the platinum is if you want me one-on-one. And the platinum is this rate. And just for tonight, there's a Double Dog Dare challenge. And the Double Dog Dare is everything that you get for that $75 a month. You get all of these things. And so that includes, I have a 2.5-hour audio that someone interviewed me on the 10 Keys. So you get the snippet of my song. She's a parent of twins, and she asked me a bunch of questions, and I have a 2.5-hour of that. Then I also have an audio of a hypnotherapist that did an interview with me and took me through a hypnotherapy process with the inner 3-year-old, the inner 7-year-old, the inner teenager. It's a really cool thing. And so this is the first, and you just get to learn more about the inner family. And then I have my book, which is a Mom's Choice Award, Embracing Defiance. And if you don't have children, this is a book for you. If your children have already grown up, this is definitely a book for you. If you have a little bitty one and you're just getting ready for the teen years, this is a book for you. So it's really for you, and then you would apply it to whatever age and whatever stage that your child is in. If I had a nickel for every 70, 80-year-old that's been in my classes and said, why am I just now learning this? Then I had a 16-year-old that was bawling at the end of one of these groups. I said, what's going on? And she said, why am I just now learning this? And the 70-year-old said, what do you mean, why are you just now learning this? Why am I? So these concepts are weird. They're strange, and they're not your typical 7-year-old answer. So if you're looking for your child to jump, when you say how high, I can give you a bunch of ideas, but when those things stop working, then you're gonna need all these new ideas. Because it works for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, and really feel good about that time. But you need to also have some other tools in your toolbox if and when they do say no. Now what are you gonna do? That's when you call DrBeth.com. Thank you very much. So here's my question. How many of you are from Pleasantville? 1, 2,
Like nobody just.
like how many people like, if I had a group in Pleasant Hill, you would want your own group of however many people that we would
I
have.
wanted to start it for selfish reasons, so I wanted it, so I would like to.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, if we can get to 10,
Oh, so can you clarify how often is it,
so this would be once a month in Pleasant Hill
but for the $75.
for the 75,
you
and
go
that
to
way,
any of the
and you
other-
can go to this one, and you can go to any of the other ones.
Danville and the-
Like they're here, they're in the Pleasanton,
I'm sorry, teasing, Pleasant and Dublin.
they're in the Pleasanton Dublin area, and they're coming here tonight. Cause they're,
And as, as they grow, you'll be able to
Yeah.
attend all of them.
And also you're adding, a teleclass?
teleclass, and there's, also a 52-week, course of my book. So every week, you're gonna get a little,
Self-paced.
self-paced piece that I'm going to, deliver from my book. So the,
So this double dog is $75, you get all of that? or
No.
if you do it tonight, it's included in everything. So for 75
Yeah.
bucks, for the offer it up, I prefer to pay 75 monthly. If you wanna pay one payment of $6.97, okay? So I'm just trying to make it easy breezy. So for 75 bucks,
Mhm.
you get everything on the right side of this page.
Okay, I got it.
Oh,
Yep, you get all that. And that's an ongoing, every month, I come in, and what we would do is whoever wants to do this, I would pick a time that would work for everybody. So, the Pleasanton group, they like to go from 6 to 8. The Danville group likes to go from 7 to 9. I would like to create something on a Monday night, because both of those are on Tuesday nights. I'd like to create something on Monday night, and I can either do 6 to 8 or 7 to 9.
Cause I was thinking those of you that are opposed, and we can do this, I mean, I can.
And anybody can come, and you can invite more people, and we can do it in people's houses, or we can do it at the church. Either way. Hoot, I'll let you lead the conversation.
Oh, now?
Mhm.
So for me, I was saying purely for selfish, I don't wanna put anybody on the spot now, but I would like to see it done, and I'll talk to the church to see if we can, do it here. I mean, if anyone, is everybody able to do Mondays? I know for our holistic moms, we meet on Mondays, so this is our regular meeting time.
So, does everybody have their things in? Okay, so So I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna be around. Huda will also, are you gonna be around to help Huda as well, talking to people?
I can for a little bit, but my daughter's here, so
Okay,
bedtime thing, but most of you guys know me. So I can reach out to people or.
okay.
Yeah.
So does Monday night work? Does Monday night work? How many Monday night works?
Who does not? Maybe
That
would
wants to be a
quick-
part of this?
Yes. Is there a Monday night that doesn't work for some people?
So, say it again?
Oh, the kids stuff, after school things. So Monday.
None of the Mondays. What about Wednesdays? Once a month,
That's right.
once a month.
Oh,
Let them decide.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna pick a thing, and what?
Let somebody else pick it.
Okay, Carolina. All right, everybody, drum roll on your lap, drum roll.
What are you giving away?
I'm giving away a Dr. Beth CD, either 0 to 3 or 3 and up. You get to choose. Who? Kelly, where are you? Cece Kelly! Woo!
You have a book or CD?
Would you like a 3 and up or a 0 to 3?
3 and up.
3 and up. All right, let's do it again. Where's the bowl? Oh, it's in my hand. Where did it go? Who lost the bowl? All right, come on, token man. Go ahead. Who is it?
Somebody.